You like the intro?
I do.
Hey, we are live on YouTube and on Facebook. Welcome to Prepare for Prosperity Before the Ball Drops. So excited to be here with you today, Miss Vanetta.
Hey, Miss Twin. You my twin. I'm so excited for Sundays because we get a chance to really connect, grow, and
Yes,
help women do the same thing, right? So
yes,
we're so glad that y'all have joined us today to invest mainly in yourselves. So if we don't invest in ourselves, how can we invest in anything else? We have to be our own project. So today we're going to talk about preparing for prosperity before the ball drops. I am Vanetta, your balance and budget coach, and we're going to be having just a little conversation about how to prepare and make those big end of the year moves that's going to create 2026 and future to make it unstoppable. So Miss Trinique is my amazing powerhouse twin. She is the wealth strategist herself, author, and her $1 million attitude queen.
thank you so much, Queen. Thank you. I'm super excited to be here with y'all today. I'm super excited to pour into y'all. I'm super excited to be here today as an example of prosperity. Also, to prepare y'all today how we can reset before we restart this new year, right? Also, give y'all some moves to make, some wealth moves to make so that we can get in alignment, so that we can get in order and activate our wealth creation. Okay, let's prepare. Let's get into, we're going to end it with some reflection questions and a game plan so that we can prepare and act for prosperity and activate before the ball drops, guys. You ready, twin?
Yeah, let's get into it. So, ladies, we came to you before and we talked about healing, right? So now we're going to talk about preparation. So we've healed now, right? We've gone through that process. Now we're talking about preparing. So, first of all, this has been a long year. And it's time to do a reset. It's time to just do a hard reset. And so resetting before the new year starts and what that looks like. Um, so at the end of the year, this is the time you want to review the things that worked for you. Reflect on those things that, hey, you say, I did good with those. I have some results. I can see a difference in myself, a different in my finances, a different in my habits. I'm achieving those goals. And then you have to look at what drained you. What are some things that maybe, took you off of focus a little bit? Some things that, you kind of hit a pause and, you couldn't go forward. And then, so now once you look at those things, now we know what we can avoid going into 2026. And so we're going to take that game plan for you and just say what worked, what didn't work, what are the things that you need to avoid. So we're gonna first talk about December is my December declutter, deorganize, deprogram. So we're gonna clean out. We're gonna clean out our phones. We're gonna clean out our closets. We're gonna cut off some people that are not aligned with what we're looking for in 2026 and moving further, because we have to have a cleansing to make sure that we all of the negative things are gone and we put some systems and things in place to have a positive and reach our potential moving forward. So
Definitely.
we talked about prosperity, right, Trini? Right. So
Yes,
prosperity doesn't
Queen.
start with the money. It starts with our mindset. So we've healed. We want to train our mindset. We want to get disciplined and we want to align in this new season coming forward. So let me know what you think, Trinique.
I think a reset is necessary. I think a reset is not only mental and emotional. It is most definitely financial as well. When we are in a reset, we have to be willing to really take a look at those numbers and not shy away from them. We have to take a look at those numbers of our accounts, or the numbers that we want to be there, and say, look, I'm not afraid of you. I'm here. I'm about to take control and get these things in order and get these things in alignment, because wealth does not happen by accident. It happens by managing, right? And getting these things in order. So first things first, one of the first things I would do to create that solid foundation for 2026 is I would take a look at the coverage of my life insurance, right? The type of coverage I have for my family, because now I'm in a whole nother different place in with my lifestyle, right? I want to make sure that I have proper coverage. I want to make sure that everything is in order if something was to happen to me. I don't want to be reactive. I want to make sure that I am being intentional with these systems so that I can put my money where it needs to go, even if I'm not here, right? So making sure you take a look at that policy and updating your policy at the end of the year is necessary. Okay. Second, let's check out our credit. Let's pull that credit report and see exactly where we are, where we stand, right? Third, let's make sure we have all the necessary documents for tax season. It's around the corner. We don't want to get to our tax preparer in January and asking her for strategy when we cannot look for strategy in January, because January is time to file the taxes. Strategy happens before December 31st, okay? Also, your bank accounts. You want to create order within your bank accounts, especially if you're an entrepreneur. You want to separate your personal finances from your business finances. You want to create separate accounts for revenue and marketing. You want to definitely separate those banking accounts and make sure that you have clear circulation when it comes to creating this order. Let me make sure that I am not leaving anything out, and I am. So you also want to take a second look at your vision and your goals for the next couple of months of what you plan on accomplishing, right? Let's not stay on autopilot because we feel like we have security. Let's continue to grow and reach new heights, because those new heights are going to activate all the individuals around us to reach new heights. Okay. So last but not least, self-investing. We want to invest in ourselves mentally, spiritually, financially, however is needed. We want to make sure we're creating a space where we can heal, where we can grow, where we can evolve. We're creating the space and putting ourselves in the right environments, whether it's people, whether it's where we live, right? We want to make sure that fruits cannot grow from a place of disorder. Okay. So we have to make sure everything in its alignment, and we got to be willing to look those numbers in the face and get some order so that we can redirect them.
Absolutely. That's good. Those are some great that not only on the end of the year, we should be doing those quarterly, monthly,
Mhm.
set, you can make it fun. Most people think that budgeting is punishment. It's empowerment, because I take my budgeting, like I create a day of it. I might sit at home and, drink a nice adult beverage and, cook a nice meal and just get one with my expenses. What did I spend? Really
Yeah.
define who I am in my
Mhm.
money habits.
Mhm.
So when you're doing budget reviews, it doesn't have to be, a bad thing. You can make it fun. You can create space for that, because it is empowering to know that you're hitting goals and to know that you're saving for something. You feel accomplished. So if we don't know what we're spending, we don't know how to fill those holes and those gaps, we won't know how to adjust. And like you said, we put things on autopilot, but sometimes you might want to, look at the money and adjust it and redistribute some money in a certain area. Once you maybe hit a goal, in one area, you might want to, take that money and funnel into something different. So you have to be able to, make budgeting fun, looking over your expenses, making sure you keeping a good record of your bank account statements and your receipts and all your expenses, especially if you are a business owner. We tend to be the ones that wait till the very end of tax season to file because we don't have things together. We don't have an organization to keep those things together for those tax preparer. So that's good information. It just creates the life that you want. And so when
Yeah.
it's an easy flow, it makes life much different. So now we're going to talk about your New Year game plan and what
Yes.
that looks like. So we're going to, this is kind of going to be where you're going to be asking yourself questions. You're going to have some reflection questions. And here's just a couple of things that I tend to ask myself each quarter and each year when it comes to preparing for the next year, and especially when you are more focused on prosperity. So it's, who do I want to be next year?
Mhm.
Who do I want to be? I'm Vanetta, but what does Vanetta look like in 2026? Where is she going? What are the things that she's doing in life? What are the moves she's making? Who do I want to be next year? And then I got to ask myself, right now, today, are my habits aligned with that person? So if my habits are not aligned with who I say I am, it won't happen. So I need to make sure that my habits reflect the person that I want to be. And we don't have to wait until 2026. We don't have to wait till that ball drops. Those are the things that we can do right now today. Today is Sunday. Today is when we sit down and we relax our soul and we relax our mind. But this is a day of reflection. So we could, take those questions and reflect on them today. And then this is a great question because me and Trinique talk about it consistently about setting systems that support those habits. So what systems do you have in place and what systems support the person that you're looking to be, and who are what are those habits helping you to be, and making sure those systems are aligning. So Trinique, talk about some other questions that we might want to dig deeper into when it comes to identifying, who I am and who we want to be.
Yes, I have a few more so that we can, get some clarity on the actual direction we want to go, besides going on a direction that those around us see us going, or um you're just at a job because you feel like it's a societal thing to do, right? We want you to take a look at your deep desires of what you are called to do here on this earth, right? Your true purpose, right? Those burning desires, right? So ask yourself, what do I want my money to do for me? Right? Have you thought of this question before? Have you asked yourself this question before? What do I want my money to do for me? Not what do you want to do for the money. Let's change that perspective. What do you want money to do for you? Right?
That's good.
Second, what am I tired of experiencing that money can fix? Right? And I have one more. What moves can I plan now instead of reacting later? Right? Why wait to react from panic to be rushed in certain situations and extra fees? And why wait when we can be proactive and get things in order now? And they go in the direction we want them to go versus not having any control. Because when you don't have any control, you can't build any wealth, right? Building wealth, you have control where your money going. Right,
That's
V?
good. That's good. That is so true. And we're on here as women. It's not just for us, but we're the head of the household. You know, and I don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that the man is not the head of the household, but we are the ones that make moves. So how we align with ourselves is how your family is going to be. So these same tools and the techniques and these tips and all of the different strategies that we're talking about, us as mothers, as grandmothers, as aunts, as women, we need to be teaching our children those same things, especially when you talked about being proactive instead of reactive. But kids will come at the last minute, the night before school, and say, "Oh, I got a project. We need to go to Walmart." Well, Walmart might not be in your budget that night, right? So your husband might say, "Hey, I don't, I ran out of gas and I need the credit card because I don't get paid until tomorrow." No, we want to make sure we are proactive in our finances and our decision making instead of being reactive. Just because, like you said, once we're proactive, we have control of the expenses and the money and the wealth that we're creating, right? We're not reacting to it. So that is great information to share for everyone. So, Trinique, what else is there that we need to be doing to prepare for prosperity for 2026, and not just 2026, but for our future?
Honestly, I feel like we have to start thinking long term. We have to start cultivating a legacy mindset and think about what we're leaving, especially those of us, I'll be 40 next month. Those of us who are in this middle age season, and we want more control over our life, right? We want more control on top of we have more responsibilities. Our children are getting older, our parents are getting older, right? So in order to navigate all these responsibilities and all this newfound amazing, it's an honor to have them, but we also want to create the beautiful opportunities and experiences for them as well. And in order for us to do that, we have to think long term. We have to stretch our mindset and start thinking legacy. Because when you leave this earth, what is the imprint that you are leaving when people are looking you up? Right? When your children, when your family members are seeking answers, will you will you be able to leave them any answers to guide them? What use is the knowledge if you're not leaving it behind, right? The knowledge, the money, the resources. I feel like we have to really start thinking longer. We have to really think legacy. What
Mhm.
what does my name mean when I'm no longer here? Or will we just forget who I was? Or is it going to continue to live through the legacy that you leave?
That's good, Trinique. I remember someone making a statement, and I don't, and I, it didn't resonate to me, which is interesting because the statement says most individuals don't know their, we'll just say great grandparents, because most individuals may know their grandparents, but they say they don't know their grandparents or their great grandparents because they didn't leave them anything.
Right.
And I thought that was like, I thought about it. I thought that was so profound. And I was like, I was looking at it in a sense they were talking about money and finances. But I thought about it. I said, well, my grandparents and my great grandparents didn't leave me money. Um, but what they left me was tools on how
Mm,
to be successful in life, even though they were not rich individuals by no means, right?
right.
But I look at, like you speak about the legacy, I look at my grandfather, and
Mm,
my grandfather owned land. He purchased land in a town where Black people, of course, this is racism days, Jim Crow
you
days,
forced
those
him to make
days.
that move. That was a major move back then. Mm-hmm.
My grandmother and my grandfather, they purchased land and built a home. And today, this home is still in our family.
That's
Like,
amazing.
so even though they didn't have money and I didn't come from wealth, they left me something to build on. They showed me how to be on something, right? And so when I want to leave a legacy for my grandchildren and great grandchildren, I want to leave them something.
Mm,
So, like you said, they will remember me, right? So
right.
it's in those strategies, in those plans, in the knowledge. And money is great. We want to leave them that as well.
Yes.
So yeah, that's good. So you're right. We're not talking about just 2026. We're talking about legacy. And legacy means so much um to me when we think about that. So let's drop some questions. Let's get some questions going. Anything that y'all want to ask the wealth strategist or the balance and budget coach, ask, whether it's about life, whether it's about budgeting, whether it's about income growth, whether it's about taxes, whether it's about legacy planning. Drop those questions in the chat. Let us know what are those questions that you want to ask so you could prepare yourself and your family for 2026 and creating a legacy.
Yep. We're giving these answers unfiltered.
Unfiltered. No answer will be left untouched.
My dog trying to get my attention. I put
I
him
know,
out.
right? So, ladies, again, Trinique, I want to thank you for showing up for me and showing up for you.
Oh yeah.
And when we're showing up together, we're going to be a powerhouse.
We
We're going
already
to,
are.
yes, we're a powerhouse together, twin. So prosperity, we need to understand it's not it's a decision, but it needs to be followed by action as well. So
Hmm.
once you decide that you want to live in prosperity, create those action plans to get you there. Trinique, what are some of your last words or thoughts about preparing for prosperity?
Legacy, guys. Let's think long term. When we're thinking legacy, when we're thinking wealth, is far from just money. Because first you have to have the capacity to hold that responsibility to build it for your family. So it's
Amen.
so much more. It's a huge responsibility. It takes you being able to educate yourself. It takes you being able to develop yourself. It takes more than just saying, this is what I want, right? You have to look at that vision, hold that vision, and work towards that vision. And we're here to help you get to that prosperity because you are prosperity. And in order to first reach it in your reality, you have to know that you are, right? This is awareness. We have to be aware of who we are and what we can create. So
That's
powerful.
That's good. So just like the banner says, financial freedom starts with financial awareness. We have to be aware. So Trinique, before we close this thing out, do you want to give them a little tea? Do you want to spill a little, something that get the girls excited for 2026?
Most definitely. We are looking for some powerful leaders to interview on our new TV show for 2026. We don't want to just give y'all that name just yet, but I just want y'all to know that it's gonna be lit. We letting our hair down. We getting it's gonna be entertaining. It's gonna be educating. Is going to be connection from women who have been through all the ups and downs, divorces, all kind of things. So we're excited for what 2026 is going to bring for the team, and we're going to bring it to y'all.
Yes, it's super
We
excited for that. So Trinique, let the ladies know in the meantime where we can find you, where can we engage with you, what are some things that you have out there that's going to help us in planning for prosperity.
Yes, guys, I just released a book, Her $1,000,000 Attitude Money Guide for Women to Call to Build Wealth. It is the ebook is on Amazon. The hardbacks will be released soon. They're in production. So that book is about getting into that identity of who you really are, right? It's going to help you tap into your purpose, right? I give you insight from my own experiences, but there also are amazing questions, affirmations, and I have at my C4 word bank, which is a wealthy woman word bank, 100 words that's going to activate your prosperity language, your wealth language, because you have to begin to speak like the woman. You have to be the woman, right? So it's just a great book that you want to grab if you're serious about activating and preparing for prosperity. And
That's
you can
good. I'm so
locate
excited.
you can find me on YouTube, Wealth Moves with Trinique, of course, Facebook, Trinique Speaks, and I'm also on TikTok, Wealth Moves with Trinique.
That's awesome. So I have my copy. I can't wait to sit down and just experience it and have that one-on-one time with her $1,000,000 attitude. I am so excited about that.
Wait till you give me
And you can reach me on Balance and Budget Collective Facebook group. You can reach me on Vanetta_Joseph on Instagram. And so, yes, I'm so excited for everything that we have coming up for this 2026. Queen, can't wait to experience and share with others what we have. So, ladies, we want this conversation to continue. Share this live, share the conversation, connect with us. And we want you to step into the new year prepared, focused, and aligned. Okay. So we are signing off.
See y'all on the next one.
See y'all on the next
Love
live.
and security, guys.
Bye.
Bye bye.